Hello, everyone. My name is Luke Schubert, and I'm the product development lead for the Open Forest Protocol. In this video, you'll see a full product demonstration of the end-to-end user journey of a forest project operator or developer using the Open Forest Protocol to transparently measure, report, and verify all of the project data within their forest. So to begin with, we will show you how to create a project on Open Forest Protocol and how that information is logged on the Near blockchain. Secondly, I'll show you the process for assigning users to go into the field to measure forest data. And third, I'll show you the actual process of using my mobile app to record that data and send it onto the blockchain. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed. Anytime a forest project operator, developer, or manager is going to be interacting with the Open Forest Protocol, chances are they're going to be using this product that you see in front of you. It's something we call the Project Operator Dashboard. And it is through this dashboard that these forest project operators will be able to interact with the blockchain and store data transparently for their project. So as you can see, I'm at the home screen here, and I'm going to click this bottom button, Sign In. What this is going to enable me to do is connect a pre-approved Near account wallet. This is a smart contract deployed on the Near network that enables me to store all of my project information on the blockchain. In this case, it's just named OFP Validator 2. It was another account that I was using, and I'll go ahead and connect it. And it gives me some information here, such as the contract that I'm connecting to, as well as the upper limit of the amount that can be connected through this. So if you want to pause your screen to see some of the information that's presented here, feel free to do so. I'm going to go ahead, though, and just show you this process in its entirety. So I'll click Register My Project. And here we have some information that we collect about each forest project. So I'll just say that this is OFP test project, and this is a forestation project. Perfect. So days indicates duration. This is going to be years of duration. So we'll say that the standard operating length of this is going to be, let's say, 30 years in this case. We can select project type. We can provide a cover photo to provide a photo of the actual forest if we'd like to, and any documentation that we think would be helpful in communicating other information about this project. So we're going to go ahead and click Next and go to my favorite part of this process. It's the establishing of the forest zone, the actual geographic location of where the forest is. So we could draw this zone. And if I click this Draw Zone button, we can go anywhere. We can zoom in on Poland over here, or if we go to Berlin or the middle of Germany, we can zoom way in, find a nice area, draw a little polygon by clicking, double click, and then we have the project details here. But instead, I will upload a file. So I'll click this button here, and I will upload either a GeoJSON, KML, or KMZ, or shapefile. So a little menu will come up on my computer. I'll double click to open it. And here you'll see it will zoom in on my location in Houston, Texas. So it's important that it's homing in on my location in this very urban environment that you can see here. Go ahead and click that Save button there so it can begin to save onto the blockchain. But it's very important for this location to be where I am physically sitting at this moment because I'll show you later whenever we upload data through the mobile app. So this is the last tab that users will be providing information about their individual forest projects as they create them. This will be information such as project description, a great project. What are the goals of this project? To plant some trees. The stakeholders can be local communities and other indigenous populations. There could be co-benefits such as water quality, food security, things like that. We ask for the average tree density for various reasons, and we can input the tree species as well. Now, these are all self-reported data inputs, and the reason that we ask for them is so that we can understand a little bit about what is going on within the project. Also for the validation of that project data by our distributed group of validators. It's helpful to have some additional information here, but it's also for the projects to show the world as to what they're doing and what is going on underneath their canopy. So here is a brief preview of all the information we've provided, including the zone and all of this wonderful stuff that we have now written in here. So we're going to go ahead and click Submit. And what that's going to do is give us this little success screen. So now here we are in the dashboard. This is where you will be managing all of your forest projects if you have more than one. If we click on these forest projects, we'll see that some of these fields here are unavailable until project start, and we'll see all of the information we just provided. What's missing here is that this has not yet been uploaded to the blockchain. We wait until the user clicks this Start Project button to upload this data to the blockchain. So I'm going to go ahead and click Confirm. You'll see me go to a near wallet transaction. So this is the cost to transact to create a transaction on Near. It's less than a US cent. I'm going to go ahead and click Approve. And here we can see that the project has begun. The next step here, as indicated by this big red button, is to set up our monitoring zones. So before we do that, I just want to click on this project right here just to show you what is displayed after we start the project. Here we have this nice timeline that shows us all 30 years of the project duration, beginning from the start here. Gives us a little outline of all the steps that are involved in each stage. So the Open Forest protocol is structured in data upload stages. These stages are set periods of time in which data needs to be recorded from the ground, from where the forests are located. So here we can see the current stage has begun. Now we're setting up monitoring zones. Next, we're going to assign our field agents, the people to go out into the field to record the data. We'll upload that data and submit it to be validated. And below here, we have all the other information that we've covered in the previous step. We also have the option to pause or to edit this information going forward. So here I'm going to go ahead and click Set Up Monitoring Zones, and that's going to bring us to this next stage. So this next step is what we're going to be doing. You can, of course, read this information, but the next step is to draw our monitoring zone. This is done in the event that we need to outline a smaller area than the total project itself. This is done often in reforestation projects in which the intention is to plant let's say 2.5 million trees over 5,000 hectares, but we're only starting with a smaller section of that to begin with. So in that instance, I would only draw a small section of the property to begin with, or in this case, a very large section. I'll finalize that and I'll save that information here. So what we're doing here is we're saving that monitoring zone into the blockchain. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And the next step here is to establish our sample plots. So we're going to input the estimated tree density, let's say 1,000 to begin with. And it'll tell us here our number of new sample plots to monitor is 3. So I'll click this button to set our sample plots. And that's going to bring us back to the map view. So these sample plots are the permanent sample plots that the users will be visiting to record tree data within. So this is according to forest monitoring best practices, where you have permanent sample plots, circular sample plots that are used to record tree data. Very similar process here. So we have the option to move a small percentage of the total number of sample plots. So here you can see in the bottom, I'm clicking S2, and let's say I drag it over here because we do not want it to be right at the edge, but we also don't want it to be in the middle of a pathway or a body of water or a similarly inaccessible location. So I'll go ahead and click Save here. And again, this is an urban environment because that's where I'm sitting right now and not because I intend it to be. If it could be a beautiful forest, I would use that for this demonstration. But unfortunately, we're restricted to my geography at this point because all photos taken within these sample plots are geofenced. So we'll get to that in just a second. But I'm going to go ahead and click Save here and again, finalize the transaction. Once that transaction is finalized on the Near blockchain, and you will be automatically brought back to the list of projects here, and you'll see that there's this new yellow button, Assign Field Agents. So when we click this button, we are brought to a tab that shows us the different sample plots that we just established. So if you remember, we just created 3 sample plots. They're represented here as S1, sample plot 1, S2, and S3. And what we're going to do is we're going to assign a person to monitor those sample plots. As you can see, we can assign a different person for each one, but I'm going to assign all of them to, let's say, field agent at support@openforestprotocol.org. So I'm going to assign this field agent to be the sole person to monitor all of these sample plots. And now what we can do after we have done that is to upload our monitoring data. So if we go back to the projects, we have Prepare Stage Report here as the next step. So this is the report that is sent to validators whenever they're verifying the project information. And here we have a brief outline of how large is the monitored area, not the whole project area, but just that monitoring zone that we selected, and how many sample plots are within that monitoring zone. We can download this area, and whenever we click to expand these, we see that there are these data fields here, but there's nothing there. And that's because no data has been uploaded yet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you and present from my mobile device what exactly I will see in terms of the email, and then what exactly will be uploaded to this dashboard here. So here you are looking at the email that a field agent will receive after we send the invitation in the project operator dashboard. So here we can see, hello field agent. This email has been sent to you because you'll be monitoring a forest using the Forester mobile app. So here what we're doing is we're introducing the second main product that any forest operator will be interacting with, and that is the mobile app that we've developed to help facilitate in the field data collection of trees. So what I'm going to do is going to this number 2 item right here. I'm going to click this link. And what that link is going to do is it's going to automatically open the Forester app here. So I'm going to go ahead and click Get Started. Here's a few easy application setup things, basically just making sure that you have your application's location services turned on and that you click the link in the email provided. So I click All Set. And here we are. Here we see that we have a forestation project. So when I click on this project here, it's going to load this map data for me in the app. And once I have this map data loaded in the app, it could take a little bit of time, but once you have it loaded, you can use this app fully offline. So you only need internet access at this one particular point and at the point in which you want to upload that data from the mobile app to the dashboard. So once we finish downloading this whole map, I'll be able to show you the map zone of the project and the individual sample plots within. I think it's loading a little slowly because I'm presenting and streaming on Google Meets right now. But here we are, it's totally loaded 100%. And here is the project. So we can see this green line is the project area here, and the yellow line is the monitoring zone that we just established. And below here, you'll see the sample plots. So I'm gonna go ahead and click sample plot S1 there and bring you to this next page. So at the very top, you see the sample plot coordinates, the radius of how large the sample plot needs to be. And then each of these red rectangular boxes represent individual trees. Whenever we click on one, it expands to show you different data input fields. So this top one, tree status, if you look at the bottom, I can check between alive, damaged, dead, or tagged lost. So I'll say this one tree is alive. Let's say that I'm hypothetically monitoring a sample plot in this hypothetical project. We have different height measurements and circumference measurements, and then tree photos. So let's say that I measured the height to be, let's say it is 1.5 meters, and the circumference is about 10 centimeters. And let's say that I was to take a photo of the tree. So here is my tree right behind me. So if I click on this Take Photo button within the app here, it's going to open up my phone's camera and enable me to take a photo of this lovely money tree. So I'm going to take that nice photo. I'm going to click Use Photo on the app. And then I'm going to go down to take the tag photo. So the tree tag is used to tag each and every tree that's uploaded onto Open Forest Protocol. Very basic tree monitoring practice, and that's how we use this for making sure that these trees are uploaded and recorded every single stage. So here I can minimize that, and you'll see here that now sample plot S1 is partially filled in as indicated by that yellow circle as opposed to gray. Now, the reason that I had to create this project in this very urban environment, in this very obvious apartment building, is because that's where I'm sitting right now. And you could not take a photo of a project outside of where you're geographically located while you're using this app. So we geofence all of the photos that are recorded within this app. So that way, if you're outside of the project location, you will not be able to use this app. So because I'm close enough to all of these sample plots, I should be able to upload data, and then I'm going to be able to send that back to the dashboard. So I'm going to do that because that's a little bit of a time-intensive process, and then I'll just show you what happens whenever it's all completed. So now you can see that all sample plots have had the information filled in within them. So here's sample plot 1, where I was just recording the data for that one tree. Whenever I click on that photo, there it is of that lovely tree there. So what I'll go ahead and do is send all of this sample plot information to the dashboard. So I'll go ahead and click send. And this typically takes a little bit of time. And this is the second instance that I was saying in which the users will need to have access to the internet. But all of the other times in between, they will not need internet access in order to upload this data. So there it is. You see that little check mark beside each sample plot indicating that it has been successfully uploaded. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this app here and move back to the dashboard where I can present that for you. So coming back to the dashboard here, we can see that here we have this project, prepared stage report, same button as usual. And whenever we click this, it looks suspiciously the same. But when we expand, here we are. We have all this great information that was provided just previously. So if we see here in this first sample plot, a couple were selected as tag lost, but most of them were alive. And as we can see here are the same measurements for that sample plot 1, S1, T1. And whenever we click those photos, it's the same photo there, sent from the data app, from the mobile app to the dashboard here. So the final steps are to click next. This next tab we have is additional data. We can add additional documents that might help support the field measurements that were collected with the mobile app, as well as comments. So we can say, hello world, and anything else that we think might be helpful in getting us to become validated by the OFP validators. And a quick note here is that this additional data at the moment only consists of these two elements, but going forward into the future, it's going to consist of a lot more different types of information that project operators will be able to include, whether that's remote sensing data, drone data, or footage, or anything else that they could possibly want to provide to help provide more reporting as to what's going on within their forest area. So I'm going to click save here. Here we can preview some of this information. Again, it's right here. And the last thing is to submit the stage report. So I'm going to go ahead and click Submit Stage Report. It's going to ask for a near transaction. I'm going to click Approve. And once that's done, we are good. And we have successfully uploaded our first data upload on Open Forest Protocol for our afforestation project here.